So our last question does have to do with that timing again. So that's saying, what's going on right now might set me back in my career significantly. TBD, what happens with layoffs or anything like that. And it's also going to impact family planning as I think about having more kids. How do you think about career development, family planning in the time that we're in?
It's interesting to me. I didn't think about this enough when I was going through my family planning. And let me just say it this way. What I've learned, both personally and in coaching people, is I think of career phases in three chunks. One is kind of your 20s, early 30s. One is your 30s and 40s. One is your 50s and beyond. And obviously you have family opportunities in all of those chunks too. And from a career perspective, your 20s and early 30s is a lot about having a lot of experiences to learn what your strengths are, to learn what your passions are, to learn what you're good at, to learn what you like, what kind of challenges attract you, what industries attract you. A lot of throwing stuff against the wall, and definitely follow your bliss as much as you can, and you'll find your way into getting the kinds of experiences that are really pointing you in the right direction. But your 30s and 40s, that's the opportunity, which I call to create career-defining accomplishments. And career-defining accomplishments are accomplishments that matter to the business. You made an impact. You grew revenues, you reduced expenses, you built in, competitive advantage. There's some business benefit to what you did or contributed to that's tangible and that will be relevant for 20 to 30 years. So in other words,
that's a big moment.
Well, right. And we don't have 25 of these. We have like 3, 5 if we're really lucky and good, right? And what it speaks to when you can accomplish those kinds of things, it speaks to the fact that you can deliver impact that matters. And that in doing so, you learn something really valuable that people 10 years from now are going to want to hire you for that insight, for that experience, for that wisdom. So in your 20s and 30s your 30s and 40s is a great time to try to accomplish those things, so that in your 50s and late 40s and beyond, when ageism is a thing, it's a different job market when you're at that age, you have these experiences to call back on, and you have your wisdom, and that's a whole different, and usually you want different things in your career at that point.
Right.
Okay, so within those 3 chunks, family planning and COVID. The good news is, I believe you've got, 15 to 20 years to achieve career-defining accomplishments. So a year or 2 out in COVID, if we have to put our plans on hold for career purposes, a year and a half or 2 years in COVID isn't necessarily the end of the world. Family planning is a kind of a different thing, because you got the whole biology thing going on. You've got, getting yourself ready financially. What does your partner want? Maybe you don't have a partner, and that's a whole nother conversation. So, when it comes down to career and family planning, my experience has been your career is more flexible than your family, your ability to, build a family, a healthy family. And once you commit, you're in, right? So lead with your family goals, I guess is what I would say. And then work your career goals alongside them, and know that I've never experienced them myself or for others as an either or. Like you will have a family if you want a family, and you will have a career if you want a career. And they will, over the course of your life, as you go through these different stages of family and career, they're gonna juggle back and forth. And you and your partner, if you have one, will juggle back and forth. And at the end of the day, if you're focused on what's important to you in both categories, you won't have a single regret. So.
Well, that is a very positive note to lead on. I love that idea of the perspective of time too, that, those are big moments to find career defining moments. So to know that we've got a 15 to 20 year window gives one a little bit more room to breathe.
Well, like I said, I had no idea until I got to this end of the spectrum.
Well, I was like, oh my God, I'm 34. I don't know that I've had mine yet. So, okay, good. There's still time.
So launching Kunik, I think, it's right up there.
It's right up there. That's true. That's true.